Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Stop Watering Dead Flowers with me, Chris Forbes. Before this week's episode, I just wanted to do a bit of shameless plugging for my Glasgow Comedy Festival show, which is on sale now. I will be doing a work-in-progress show called Father Christmas at the Stand Comedy Club on Friday the 27th of March. This is a pretty unique show. It is all about Christmas and is set at Christmas. The whole theme of the show is Christmas, but with a twist. If that sounds appealing to you, please come on down and check it out. In the meantime, please enjoy this week's wonderful episode. Welcome back to another episode of Stop Watering Dead Flowers with me, your host Chris Forbes, in association with the Stand Comedy Club. Usually you'll be used to me telling you a story that maybe one of you guys have sent in, or indeed one from my past that suddenly popped back into my head that's haunting me. However, to begin this episode, I want to start by telling you it's like an almost dead flower story. And even at that, it's still been just really niggling at me. We recently moved house, I'm sure I've mentioned that in the podcast, and we're in a new village in a new area, and it has a wee Facebook community forum. And we noticed that one day some of the residents put up a post about how their cat had gone missing. And this little ragdoll cat, which is beautiful, our daughter loves it. She loves going out. The ragdoll cat's really cute with her, comes up all the time. They said the cat's been missing for 2 days. This is very unusual. And we were like, oh no, what a shame. Our daughter really loves the cat. We'll keep an eye out. 3 days go past, 4, couldn't find it. And then one day when we were walking our dog in the back field, we found a leg of an animal. And it was just like, oh my days, like that could be a cat's leg. Like it really looked like it'd been torn off. Like just a bit of it. And we thought, oh, and I was saying, we need to tell the family. They might want to come out and see if they can find more of the remains, or they might want to have the leg back, ceremonial, and you know, my wife's like, oh, telling the kids, and maybe it's nice for them to just think it left. And we were just reeling this conversation, and another day went past, and the dad of that family actually was coming around all the houses in our area, door to door. Have you seen the cat? And I was like, oh no. I was like, should we tell him? We could see him coming down the street. And I was like, no, we'll just say we'll keep an eye out. And anyway, I was really on the brink of being like, I think we should message them. We can find a delicate way of saying we have found part of, you know. And my God, I swear, about an hour later, I saw the cat outside on the street coming out of the bushes, and I was so excited because I thought we found the cat, and I've got a pack of Dreamies because our daughter likes to give the cats food. I was leading up the road back to their house, and my wife ran up to like knock on the door and say, we found the cat. My husband's loading up the street with Dreamies, but when she got up she said, oh yeah, he came back yesterday, we found it. And I know I didn't, I just keep thinking, what if I'd sent the message to say, we have found your cat's leg, and they would have been so traumatized and telling their kids. My God.
And yet, the discovery would have been all the sweeter.
Well, that's, you know.
That would have been that necking, undiluted juice.
But then my wife keeps saying, whose leg was it?
Whose leg was it? And is that still an ongoing mystery then?
I don't know. We're like, sometimes it's what do you do with wildlife.
Because you wouldn't tell the police about a cat's leg, and you couldn't tell a vet because they don't.
Just out there.
Wow. Do you know what? That's going to be the gift that keeps on giving. I want cat's leg updates on every show now. Do you know where I thought that was going? Do you know, like when they do press conferences for missing kids and all that, and then they find out that one of the people that was out in the forest looking was...
They were the killer.
I thought maybe you were that was you. I thought that's where that was going. It was Chris.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode. Here's a little jingle. Stop watering dead flowers. I am ecstatic to welcome this week's guest in the garden, as we like to say, is the wonderful Sanjeev Kohli. Thank you for being a guest on the show, Sanjeev. How are you?
I'm really good, really good. Lovely to be here in the stand and to be with you, because when did we last... We sort of suck around each other, don't we?
Yes.
Do you know what popped up in my memories was that thing we did for Burns Night about more than 10 years ago.
I think it might have been the first short stuff, as they were called.
Yes.
When the BBC were trying
Ironically,
to.
because we're both over 9 foot tall,
to
and they decided to put us together like the Twin Towers.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the reason.
And that was a platform that really worked well for a while for actually helping talent come through, new writers, performers, and Farmer Jim and West End Mum, and even Duncan and Judy Murray. And
Yeah. Was that what that started
great.
with that short stuff thing?
Well, I'd done a wee bit live, and then we did the film, but it was a great platform.
Yeah.
And
our partnership came to Hee Haw, but
we.
No, it didn't, because it led to this.
Well, that's it. We used to live
This
relatively.
This is like the Blue Nile's second album after 15 years.
We used to live relatively close, and we were both, my wife mostly, fiance at the time, obsessed with your dog.
And then you found a leg in the field.
We found a leg. We've kept the rest of it. We've worked. Do you know what I was thinking as well was we've worked together strangely, kind of around different projects. But one of the more obscure ones were, for the real ones out there, they might remember that I was in a sketch group called How Do I Get Up There?
And I guested on it once.
That's right.
And I remember Fish Fingers.
That was the big thing, man. We got because I think James couldn't do it, and that was one of our 3 people sketches, and we were like,
that wasn't how it was sold to me, but that's fine.
Sanjeev could do this, and it was like, I think it might have been for like Children in Need, but a radio thing.
Yes.
And we did it at the Edinburgh Stand.
Yeah,
and
it was a lot of fun.
That was great.
Yeah, I mean, I love sketch comedy, and I loved your sketch comedy. It's a fun thing. I think sketch kind of is coming back with TikTok and all that, but
a very different type of style now.
yeah,
I miss it.
I miss it a lot, because to be able to tell a story in 2 minutes, you got to be on top of your game. And it actually teaches you a lot about writing. This is really boring, but in terms of, say, don't show, get to the point quickly and do it subtly, and do it with visuals if you can.
And actually, with all the kind of legends of televised sketch comedy, having an actual punchline and an ending that you've had to think of. Because with short form and TikTok stuff, it can just be like a funny idea and it finishes. But always trying to think of that proper...
The button.
Yeah. It was so cool if you thought, we've got it.
Yeah, very satisfying.
And of course, I mean, I like to say that we were both co-stars in Department Q.
Oh, we were.
I was kind of like, blink and you miss me. And you
no,
were
but
like
they do focus groups, and we were the 2 that kind of...
Yeah.
Yeah, two of the certainly the 17 that stood out in the... But what a lovely project to be involved with. Because where were you when they filmed that stuff?
We were out somewhere near North Berwick in a kind of abandoned health spa thing or something that they'd done up. So I was just in that location.
With a tattooed face.
With a tattooed face. I think I got sent basically the same screenshot or photo from most of my pals whenever they seen it.
Yes.
And it was always with when I'm saying like, you wee cunt or something. They were like, Chris, what's going on? But it was a nice...
you really suit a tattooed face.
Yeah. A nice
you
shock
have the cheekbones
for
a tattooed face.
A nice shock for people when they don't expect to see you in something like that. But even getting to go to like the screening and stuff at the start, because I wasn't doing scenes with Matthew Good, but I remember thinking, God, he is a kind of handsome looking leading man.
It's quite hard not to look at. Do you know that way? And it's my IQ drops by a few points when I see physical beauty. Oh yeah, I just become this kind of simpering idiot.
Yeah.
And there's absolutely no reason for it, because you win the genetic lottery, fine, right? I mean, I know these days you can spend money and effort on trying to refine the way you look, right? But like, it takes a lot more effort to improve yourself intellectually, and we should maybe be drawn to intellectual beauty more than we should physical. But I can't help it. My IQ just falls through the floor. So
it must have been great having scenes with him though, and we were
he
just
said the
talking
same about
that.
me, so it was fine. We were both just a pair of simpering baboons.
And but we were just saying before we started that bringing the kind of lightness and the bits of comedy to that show must have been great fun.
Oh, it was lovely. And also just really well written dialogue. Scott Frank is just a lovely human being, and B, a very talented. I mean, he did the Queen's Gambit, and he just knows how to do comedy which can tell a story. And those scenes were just fantastic, and it's because it is an international hit. It's kind of, I mean, it sort of helped my profile in that way as well, because it did pretty well in the States and Australia and across the world. So you are the tattooed face guy.
That's me
for the streamers.
That's the guy,
and that will be your niche. And hang on to that, because I mean, it's a bit racist, but tattoos don't sing the same way on my face.
Right.
But you've got that fantastic Peely Wally cheekbone thing going on.
Yes.
You're a very good canvas for a face tattoo. Me, not so much.
Do you know, the only time I ever had a tattoo other than that was on a scene in Scott Squad. I had it on my lower back, but it was a tattoo of David Mitchell. Very different vibe. It was supposed to be David Marshall after Scotland qualified, and
they got
it wrong. Yeah. But yeah,
that's a funny gag.
You know,
that is a funny gag because it's so niche. The thing about comedy, you know, this is that you got to get the pitch right, and it has to be obscure enough without being so obscure that no one knows what it is.
Yeah,
Victoria Wood is particularly good at just getting the pitch right, and David Mitchell's perfect.
God,
yeah.
But before we delve into the format of this show as well, I guess talking of comedy, I'd usually do like and I feel like it's a testament to how much I don't feel like I need to say. I usually go, oh, by way of introduction, Sanjeev's done this, done that. But you are a beloved and kind of national icon now. I feel like most people that are watching or listening will be like, well, yeah, we know Sanjeev Kohli from a multitude of things now as well, which maybe one thing starts and has snowballed and snowballed. But you've been in a couple of the kind of longest running things.
Yeah.
Radio and TV.
Yeah, I mean, I can't overestimate the power of the race card. Genuinely, I tend to be the only Asian and stuff, and I've made it work for me. No, I've been really lucky. Still Game, obviously, which has been a game changer for me. But also, weirdly, Fags, Mags and Bags, which is the Radio 4 thing where I play a different shopkeeper, by the way. I have fucking range. Because I remember someone saying to me, you must listen to online, you must listen to Fags, Mags and Bags. It's a spin-off of the Navid character.
Right.
Fuck off. It's a different shopkeeper. Completely different. I made him different. He's the same height. So that ended up being, and I didn't know this until producer Gus told us, it's the longest running Scottish sitcom. Which was lovely because we've been going on and off since 2007, and we did the last one just there. It went out only a few weeks ago, actually. A lovely run and great fun, and really nice to be in a position where. So I co-write it with Donnie McCleary, and we co-star in it. And I say to people, you might really, really hate it, or you might really, really love it, or you might be indifferent to it, but I don't think anyone else could have written it.
Yeah.
We had time to arrive. We already had arrived at house style because we'd done other radio stuff together.
Right.
So by the time Fags Mags came along, we had this kind of house style. And you like it, you don't. But I'd like to think no one else could do it.
Yeah.
And that's been lovely being able to play that out and yeah.
Do you know, and then we will start the actual format, but I'm just excited to tell you certain things as well, that one of my favourite comments and it must have been, or maybe it was just before you guys came on and that's why it was funny, the couple of times where I had to step in to help host the People Have to Know shows, for just kind of chatting with you guys, Q&A, questions from the crowd about your time and Still Game.
So we should say, so basically People Have to Know is kind of almost like a live podcast with the cast of Still Game. And normally it's hosted by a very funny person. And Chris stepped in. Now, where was that again? 'Cause remember I saw you in the train? There was some issue with train cancellations and whatnot. And
it was Hamilton Townhouse was one of them.
Yeah. You did a couple though, didn't you?
Yeah. And I think we were up in, I can't remember the name of the theatre. Up in Dundee. Maybe it was at the
Whitehall?
Oh, maybe it was Whitehall. That was it.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it was the Hamilton one where, when I was just going out first as well, I thought, and they're all diehard fans. They really know Still Game. It's unbelievable. And I said to them, a lot of you might not know this, but I was in Still Game.
Yes.
I'd be surprised if any of you know the character. I'll let you guess. And people were shouting out answers, but then one person went, Naveed! And it killed me. I thought, that was a good joke.
Well, the thing is that you're famously, alongside Mina, one of the unseen characters in Still Game.
Yeah.
Because you should tell them or unless you want to keep it a secret till the end of the podcast.
Oh no, I've probably mentioned it to you.
Yeah, so he's basically the dogger in the last season, isn't it?
People have sent me that as like the IMDb credit, like dogger.
Yeah.
Like, well done, mate.
Do you know what's a great thing though? There's another unseen character that no one knows about, and there's a bit of a backstory to this. So I do the red carpet interviews at the Scottish BAFTAs.
Yeah.
It's great fun because I know a lot of people, so I can just have a chat with them and a catch up, but with a mic in my hand.
Yeah.
And then if Peter
And they'll be more relaxed because they'll be like, oh, it's not just someone that...
Yeah, totally. Or it isn't someone that's like a terrier in a watering can, really trying to impress.
Yeah,
You know that way where like you get like a hairdryer coming at you, where it's like Big Sanj, hiya. So he's still playing fives, you know. You know what I mean, how's the tiling going? It becomes very informal, you know. So Mark Bonner, have you? How's the? Yeah. Anyway, so lovely Kate Dickie was there, brilliant. We know a brilliant actor. Has done everything from Game of Thrones to Still Game. So she's there with her daughter, she's, I think 17, 18 years old, lovely girl. And it only occurred to me as I was speaking to her that her daughter has been in Still Game, because in the episode with the pub quiz, Kate Dickie plays the pregnant woman who starts to give birth.
She was.
And she was actually pregnant with, 17 years later, the lovely girl that's on the red carpet at the Scottish BAFTAs. So she's been in Still Game as a fetus.
Wow.
So how about that?
That'd be a good trivia question.
Yeah, no one ever gets that one. Yeah. I think fetus trumps dogger.
Yeah.
I think that's the equation.
So when you put those two together,
no.
you've got an Epstein file.
Yeah.
All right, let's delve into this. I like to ask before we start normally, how are you in general with things that do pop into your head and sometimes keep you up at night? Or are you quite good at letting go of things, or do you let things rankle you?
I definitely let things rankle me. And not that, you know, because the way I live my life is, it's almost like I knew from an early age that there were cameras on me. Right. It's almost like it predated social networking, that I knew that even if I was on my own, someone can see what I'm doing. So I've always been very careful. And I'm also really quite boring.
Right.
I used to go clubbing all the time when I was at uni. From between the years of 88 and 92, I was clubbing most weekends. And not once did I even take a tab of E or do anything like that. I was drinking water and dancing.
You're like, I am here for the dancing.
Yeah, but I was that guy that was there for the dancing. I did fancy a couple of girls, but I never ever partook of anything. And still to this day haven't.
Good man.
Because I'm really quite boring. It kind of comes part of growing up in an Asian family and being a bit of a people pleaser as well.
Right.
Where I just don't want to step out of line. And it's a strange business to be in for someone that doesn't step out of line. You think, why didn't I just become an actuary? Do you know what I mean? But I ended up in an arena where there are many, many temptations. But Chris, I'm really too dull to partake. So I've not had that many regrets, but the ones that I do definitely rankle, and I'll have that shudder in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
So it does, yeah.
Okay. Well, as tradition dictates, we always start with a childhood one.
Yeah.
If you have one.
Yeah.
Was there one that really grew to the surface in particular for you?
Okay, so I need to tell the full story here. Yeah. You'll be pleased to hear,
Right.
because this is all about the words. So I used to have a recurring dream, and it wasn't a nightmare as such. No, it wasn't a nightmare. It was just a recurring dream, and it was the idea was that I would be in a public space, and I'm aware of commotion, confusion, befuddlement, but not from me, but it's from everyone else.
Okay.
And my thinking is, what have I done wrong?
But you don't know.
But I don't know. I have no idea. People are pointing and looking, and I don't know what I've done wrong, and I'll wake up.
It's disturbing.
So anyway, I'm 18 years old, and again, I have to tell this backstory. This actually dovetails into my dullness as a human being. I was a very straight ahead kid. Yeah. I was that guy, national glasses, all A's. The joke in my house was I couldn't become a beekeeper because I didn't know what a bee looked like, right? So I was that guy. But really, really dull, no pals, smelled the crisps, but very good academically, and never stepped out of line. But I loved my music and I loved my comedy, but it didn't fit in with my personality at school, so I kind of kept it to myself. Right. You know, at home with my brothers, I'm listening to Deep Purple and Public Enemy and that, but at school I was just that guy. Yeah. And I couldn't wait to kind of break out and kind of... Because you know what school's like as well is that you're labelled. You go in at primary one or whatever it is, or first year, and you're that guy till you leave, because no one's going to let you change.
Yeah.
You know, they just aren't. It's like the Breakfast Club. If you're the dork, you're the dork. If you're the jock, you're the jock. Well, if you're Molly Ringwald, you're Molly Ringwald.
I was the tall, and then because I started basketball, so young basketball guy.
Yeah.
And if I still go back home, and people they go, "You still play basketball?" Like, that's all they remember.
Yeah, you are the tall jock and always will be to a certain circle of people, right? So I was the kind of not unpleasant but quite dorky, kind of specky swat kind of dude, right? And so I couldn't wait to break out, right? And I did. I got to Glasgow Uni, and then suddenly I was going to Manchester to buy my clothes.
Yeah.
And I was really into my clothes. I still am. But that was the first time I got to express it. And so I'm 18, 19 years old, and I'm in the Rock Garden in Queen Street in Glasgow. Now, and that time, in that vintage, that was the place to go. You went to the Rock Garden, you bought Rolling Rock, and you went to the sub club. And that was exactly my plan that night, right? So I'm at the bar, and I bought 4 bottles of Rolling Rock for my friends, because I have friends now who go clubbing. I'm in the Rock Garden, the place to be. They've let me in because I look smashing, I look gallus. And I'm there, kind of just loving my life, loving me, loving the fact I can express myself. And there's a guy at the bar. And he goes, Sanjeev. I said, Craig, how you doing? So he's a guy that I grew up with in Bishopbriggs. He was a year older than me. So I think he was in my brother's year at school. Just get chatting about, the old days. And he said, what are you up to these days? And that time I was studying medicine. I think I just chucked it. Oh, well, I'm doing medicine, but I'm looking at my options now. What are you up to? Oh, I'm doing law. Oh, that's very good. Chat. How's your brother doing? He's fine, blah, blah, blah. He's still playing football. Aye, this and that. And so I said, listen, Craig, I need to go because, these Rolling Rocks aren't getting any warmer. I didn't say that, but I thought it. So I need to get back to my very trendy pals over there. I don't know if you've noticed me, Craig. Drink this in, Craig. Look at me. Look at the fucking butterfly that emerged from that dull pupa that you knew. That's the subtext here is, drink me in, Craig, for I have arrived. Je suis arrivé. Drink it fucking in. Where am I going? The sub club. You're fucking right, Craig. That's the subtext, right? So I say, Craig, lovely to see you. Maybe catch you later. And I pick up the Rolling Rocks and I go to walk away. And then he says, it was you, wasn't it? I said, sorry? He said, it was you that did a jobby in the urinal. And that is I thought it was a dream. It was a memory, a suppressed memory.
Oh, no.
I've gone into primary 1, day 1. I've never seen a urinal because we didn't go to restaurants or anything. Yeah. And most people don't have urinals at home, I'm pretty sure. And I just thought, oh, that's what that's for. And I've coiled one round into the urinal. So that what I thought was a dream was a repressed memory. And I'm thinking, what have I done wrong? And everyone's saying, someone's done a jobby in the urinal. So it's a weird one because I didn't fully know it was something that happened because I clearly buried it so deep and it was kind of popping up.
Oh,
but I didn't know until I was 18, 19 years old in my best of Manchester gear that it was a thing.
Oh, no.
So that's... And the weird thing is that, I got away with it, but then this guy Craig remembered it a full 13 years later and probably is on another podcast now talking about this. So he's remembered it. So I have got away with it and I'm happy to talk about it now. But Jings, what a thing to do.
What a line from him as well, because the whole thing sounds like a good coming-of-age film there that you could write, and then it was you,
and of course, in the film, I just drop the bottles, don't I? And they fall as one smash. Yeah. Like this carapace that I've built up over the last 13 years smashes on the floor in the Rock Garden. So, yeah.
What a wonderful... it's like the epitome, though, of the two sides of you that you've described.
And that way as well where, like, we're in a business where people do create... Because I don't know about you. I mean, I still am that shy guy inside. And people find that hard to believe. How can you have a career in comedy and be shy? We both know, actually, that's the norm. And that you don't have to scratch the surface too hard.
Yeah.
Peel the onions away and you the layers away and you will find that guy again. Quite socially awkward, actually. Because someone told me that the reason that we get into comedy... I mean, I have my reasons, which are about being different, because I've always been different, and just having that angle. But it's also, someone said, like, stand-up, because I don't really do stand-up as such. But someone said to me, it's counterintuitive, but the idea of shy people doing stand-up is that it's their chance to control the narrative.
Well, that's it. Yeah, you don't have to have a social interaction because they are just listening to you. And then you can run away.
Yeah. So that's not a waking up shuddering thing. That was worse than that because it was clearly bubbling up into my conscious from my subconscious.
Wow. Maybe it was partly relieving to go, so that's what that was all the time.
Yeah, no, it was, to be fair. Because it felt like a release, and then I went back to that school to do prize giving, and there's a plaque in the toilet. This is where Naveed curled one round when he was 5 years. No, it's not really. But no, I think
a golden urinal instead of a golden postbox.
Yeah. But I suppose as well, it's that 13 years is long enough.
Yeah.
I mean, although I'm 18, 19, and I'm like, I don't want anything to to ruin this image I built up. I think it was fine when
if that had haunted you 12, 13, and you're in high school and kids are going,
Oh, that'd have been horrific. Imagine first day at first year, and that was what defined you.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it was a different school as well. So,
that's good.
Because I kept going to different schools and kept shitting in the urinal.
Why does he keep doing
Why does he keep doing it? It's a compunction.
That's a strong start. I mean, we're going to be hard to top that one. Let's move into something that happened at any point of a career. So I don't know if it's when you finally get into acting and comedy, or were you someone that had loads of jobs before that? When did it take place?
Well, this actually, because I didn't have, I ended up doing a maths degree, and then starting a postgrad in maths, and then junking that and kind of signing on and doing a bit of restaurant work for only about a year before I got into radio presenting. And then that was me from the age of 23 and a half, graduating into comedy writing and comedy. So I haven't done a huge amount of other work out with the media.
Yeah.
So it's been mostly presenting and writing and acting.
Sure.
And but there was one of my favourite jobs ever was a show called Look Around You, where I played Synthesizer Patel. Do you know? So I should probably break it down for you. So how old are you?
48. Oh, I just had a birthday. I forgot. Literally just.
Are you old enough? Okay, let me rephrase it. Are you old enough to remember Tomorrow's World?
Yeah.
You are. Okay. So Thursday night after Top of the Pops.
Yeah.
Okay. And for anyone that doesn't know, it was basically a half an hour weekly show called Tomorrow's World. And it was a really good show because it actually showcased the future. It's where you found out about microwaves.
Gadgets and all
gadgets
sorts,
and 3D printing. And in the future, everyone will be titting about on lemon-powered scooters. And Judith Hann would be like this on a prototype. Really cool show. And what Look Around You was a note-perfect spoof of Tomorrow's World. Okay? So it was made in 2005. Written by Peter Serafinovitz and Robert Popper, an absolute two behemoths of comedy. I mean, a lot of people probably know Peter better because he's a wonderful mimic, but also a really clever writer and performer. And Robert Popper wrote Friday Night Dinner. He also used to be a Channel 4 commissioner. Very, very bright guy. Incredible guitarist as well, by the way. Very good. So they were the kind of the creators and two of the stars of the show. The other two being Josie Darby. Do you remember Josie Darby used to be an actual presenter?
Yeah.
And Olivia Colman.
Wow.
Yes. They were the four presenters of this thing called Look Around You. And one of the episodes was a music episode, Music 2000 it was called. Right. And the whole thing starts with Josie Darby conducting an imaginary orchestra, but it's clearly a synthesizer being played. Right. And you may imagine that was an entire orchestra, but in fact, that was a single thing called a synthesizer. And we're now going to meet the man who likes synthesizer so much, he's changed his name to Synthesizer Patel. And then it's me, hi Beely, in this shirt full of musical notes and a skinny leather tie, sideburns, side parting, white glasses. And it's one of the funnest jobs I've ever done because just working with brilliant people, working with brilliant scripts. Still people will mention it to me now, and that was 21 years ago. So I'm getting to work with brilliant people. I mean, I remember on that day, I think I had 3 or 4 days out on it, and there's Kevin Eldon, there's Mark Heap, there's Matt Lucas, there's Harry Enfield. I mean, it was just a complete, all my heroes in one room. It was a really lovely job, and thankfully my character got a bit of traction and got a bit of a cult status, and I've actually recorded a song as Synthesizer Patel about the electric bray. Do you know the electric bray? Yeah.
The car would move.
So yeah. So yes, you can push a Volvo up a hill with one finger. It's on the road to air. There is no brown sign there. So that's me singing about the electric bray. Look it up. It's good. So anyway, I, as someone who had sort of established his career in comedy in Scotland and had a certain profile, but I wanted to break out of that, not because I had delusions of grandeur, but just I felt a bit restricted, not because Scottish people are the funniest in the world, but the gatekeepers of Scotland comedy, and there goes your face falling like a safe from a window because aren't the best at recognising that. So you're restricted here. Now the beauty is with YouTube and TikTok, people are just doing their thing and we can see how funny they are, unrestricted, ungatekept. But if you try and go through the traditional routes, which my generation had to, you're just coming up, against talentless fuckwits who can greenlight your career. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
And we shall discuss it on another podcast. So point being that the people I wanted to work with all seemed to be based outside of Scotland.
Yeah.
And it was people like Peter Serafinowicz and people like Robert Popper, people like Matt Berry and people like Matt Holness and people like Richard Iwaddy. These are the guys I want to work with. Not because they're any better. They are all brilliant, but you know what I'm talking about. So I'd done Look Around You. I got a nice wee profile on that. And then Peter Serafinowicz had a birthday party. I think it was his 30th. And he invited me. And I was really, really chuffed. I thought, well, A, I really like him. And B, it's going to be a room full of people that I really like. And just a nice room to be in. So I made an effort. It was one of those things where it wasn't like I had another reason to be in London. I just made sure I was in London.
Yeah.
And then I showed up, and I think he was a wee bit surprised that I'd come. He says, and I got the impression that maybe he just invited me out of politeness.
Right.
I didn't know that till I'd gone on my own. Like, 'cause,
Yeah,
I didn't have a +1 in London, right? So I went along, and it was. I can't fully remember who was all there, but I think I have been known to do this. I either go deathly quiet or I overcompensate. Right. And on this occasion, I chose overcompensate because there was a karaoke machine.
Oh, wow.
And I'm not a fan. I'm a fan of the concept. I'm not a fan of myself doing it.
Yeah.
And I decided that the way to impress this room of comedy luminaries would be to sing Dead Ringer for Love. Which is quite hard because it's Meatloaf and Cher.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I love the song. And by the way, it's got some of the best lyrics. I don't know if you're aware. There's a whole bit. Don't judge. I shall let
Hit
me
us
tell.
with some of them.
Okay, so there's the bit in the middle where they have this kind of standoff. And let me get this right. He says, you got the kind of legs that do more than walk. She says, I don't have to listen to your whimpering talk. Then he says, you got the kind of eyes that do more than see. You got a lot of nerve to come on to me. This is the clincher. You got the kind of lips that do more than drink. You got the kind of mind that does less than think. Now come on now, genius.
Not bad.
So I got up there and I just belted it out. And I'm not a great singer, and it wasn't in my pitch. And Meatloaf is because he does that thing. I don't know what you call it, but at the end of every line, it's like he's climbing down a ladder.
Yeah.
Ever since I can remember you, how another's joy.
Yeah,
it's like he's going down the full end of the world.
Yeah.
But of course, I commit to this. And then there's Cher, singing, duetting with myself. So I closed my eyes as I delivered this. And when I opened my eyes, I just sensed that there was a real atmosphere of what the fuck just happened? What is that Asian guy doing? And the first thing I saw was it was Derren Brown, the illusionist dude, just looking at me like. And Derren Brown's seen some stuff.
Yeah.
I suspect he's been to actual hell.
He's like, I haven't even tricked him to do that.
And he's like, and all the things that I've done, I've never witnessed.
People are looking at him as if he's giving you a trigger word and set you off.
And I suspect that might have stalled my career. I've no way of quantifying this, Chris, but I think I would love to see the parallel universe where I hadn't gone to that party, or maybe just done these boots are made for walking instead of embraced Meatloaf.
Different song choice, different career.
Brown. Yeah. But to cause Derren Brown to make that expression is quite an achievement, but not a good one.
That is incredible. Because some people come on the show and they've maybe had a moment, or they've just said something they regretted to like one person they've admired or something, but a full room, then that's...
Yeah. And I can't remember who was in that room, but there would have been some good people, some influential people.
Wow.
So maybe that's why I'm still in Scotland. And Kirsten never leave.
Scotland's great.
Scotland is great. There's nothing wrong with Scotland. And actually, on a more serious note, I feel that funny people here are getting more of a chance. I think. I don't know. Yeah, but
sometimes.
Yeah.
Not enough. Let's move on. These are great. These are two crackers. Will we delve into the world of a relationship one?
Yes.
Often the most tentative and vulnerable ones.
Yes.
But usually quite amusing as well.
Yeah. I mean, this one, it isn't one that makes me laugh now, but it was definitely a crossroads in a relationship. So I've been married now for... It was our 25th anniversary last year.
Nice.
And Fiona and I have been together since Christmas 97. So that's 28 years coming on to. And, it's been a very happy marriage. She's my soulmate. She's funnier than me. She's more stylish than me. She's brilliant. And so we had not long been seeing each other. And this is quite small potatoes, but you'll see what I mean. We were going back to my flat, and we sort of hit the ground running in the sense that because we never did that first date thing, because I was so shy, we both worked in the BBC as it was then in Queen Margaret Drive. Did you ever...
I'd never been in that building, but I know where it was.
And we had mutual friends. I fancied her, and my strategy was to do fucking nothing about that, but to sort of like flirt in rooms where she was,
Yeah.
sort of do some adjacent flirting to a wall near her. And we had mutual friends, and like, but it was just that way where I had this thing where if I liked a woman and it was more than platonic, I immediately felt ashamed that I was seeing her as any more than. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's a weird thing. It's a weird dynamic.
Yeah.
And it's why I was single for most of my 20s, because I'd friend zoned myself. Okay? I cock blocked myself. And I would end up having female pals that I fancied. And Fiona was about to be another one. Thankfully, she then got bored of the flirting and took me home after Christmas party. And then, so we hit the ground running because weirdly the groundwork had kind of been done.
Yeah.
So we're maybe 4 or 5 weeks into the relationship, all going well. And but you know, you think you know someone, but then you know there are things that can you find out, because it's early doors. And we were going back to my flat. I'm saying this from her perspective, not mine.
Right.
So we'll go back to my flat, and I've just get my key out to put in the door, put the Yale in the door, and she's behind me, and she said, "It's cold, isn't it?" And I don't know why I said this. I said, "I know. I'm Frank Marvin." Now, okay, several things to unpack here. Number one, Frank Marvin isn't really a person. Oh, might be, but no one really know.
Yeah.
2, it would be Hank Marvin. 3,
Yeah.
it would mean hungry.
Nothing to do with the cold.
Nothing to do with being cold.
Yeah.
So I've said, "I know, I'm Frank Marvin." And the thing was that I could feel her body stiffen behind me, like, who is this psychopath?
What's this guy revealed a new identity?
As he's going into his flat. And I feel like I know him, but fuck, this is a curveball. I'm Frank Marvin. Who's this fucking psychopath? And I was like, oh shit, she might not come in after me. I could have actually incinerated this bridge quite early doors. Thankfully, she came in and never left.
Did she question it? Or?
She did, and I said, I've just panicked. The thing is, as well, is that at that time I was about 30 years old. I'm 55 now.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, and it's in the post for you if you don't do it already.
Okay.
Is that you will combine words for no fucking reason whatsoever.
Oh boy, yeah.
Like you'll go and say thanks and cheers, and you say chanks.
Yeah.
And I do it all the time. I did another thing. I was in a cafe really not far from here, and I was there with Fiona actually maybe 2-3 years ago, and this woman came in, and I thought I recognised her. And I kind of stood up and went, I don't know why I went, hello. Like I went for hello and hello there. And it came, hello. And it turned out that I didn't know her at all. But then there was that glint of recognition in her eyes, like, Naveed from Still Game has just shouted hello at me. And it was, Fiona nearly shat a kidney from trying not to laugh at this bizarre... I don't know why I said that word. It just came out. And maybe the Frank Marvin thing was almost like early onset kind of confusion. Not full Alzheimer's, but something akin.
Frank Marvin has to become a new character now.
I kind of want to do something with Frank Marvin.
That's his catchphrase. Hello. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I love that.
I mean, I don't think she thought I was an actual psychopath. But I think she maybe thought...
Oh, that's a bit odd.
That's odd. And there's no logic to that.
But it didn't put her off becoming the Cher to your meatloaf.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Oh, actually, I think I'm Cher. Yeah. Because she's got quite a low register, doesn't she?
That's right.
Yeah. And to be honest, I mean, if I could turn back time, I would have said, I know it's cold, isn't it?
Yeah, even if you'd got the name right, it still would have been odd.
No, I couldn't say I'm Hank. Well, I could say I'm Hank Marvin and said, yes, would you like some Pringles?
Yeah.
I would have had, I'd have had recourse to say something after
It could have
that.
been like, like hungry eyes, I'm Hank Marvin.
Yes.
Let's get in. I don't know why I'm now ad-libbing around what could have happened on the doorstep. But anyway, a lovely story.
Thank you.
A romantic one as well. Listen, thank you so much for sharing these stories, especially that one. They're great. Have you got stuff coming up in particular? Can we give anything?
Have I got stuff coming up? Actually, well, I'm at the minute. I'm in The Chief, which is the spin-off from Scott Squad.
Season 2 is coming.
It's out. I think it's all on iPlayer. I think they've been putting them out one a week. It's very. I mean,
all out on iPlayer,
well, Jack Doherty has written them, and the thing is that, like, I mean, I grew up watching Jack Doherty's comedy. He's a brilliant writer, and the scripts are fantastic. I get to play. Do we call him Sajid Chowdhury in the end? But he's basically the minister, the Scottish minister of justice.
Right. Okay.
So what I've done is I've kind of combined Hamza Yusuf and Anna Sarwar for that
okay.
kind of hutchy grammar kind of Glasgowian thing. We need to get all our ducks in a row on this one. That was a lot of fun because I love doing that Glasgowian thing, you know. And with Naveed, obviously he's a bit older, junky bastard. But thing is, right, I went to college with people that speak like this, right? I'm brand new, by the way, no bother for the big one. And that's such a laugh doing that. So I get a chance to do a version of that.
It's so familiar,
Yeah. So that was a lot of fun. So that's going out just now. Could probably still get the last Fags, Mags and Bags on BBC Sounds. There's a few things that may or may not happen, you know, like projects which I would love to come back and tell you are happening.
I know.
But you know how it works. It's like trying to keep as many plates spinning as you can. Hopefully Department Q is going to happen this year. And also, oh God, I really can't. There's something that's very, very, very exciting that I can't... I just don't want. I'm not doing that thing of wait till you hear this. But you would be very excited.
Bond.
I'll tell you off air.
Oh, great!
Because if it happens, it'll make me no money, but it'll make me very, very happy, and it'll give me a justified erection that I will proudly show to my mother. And she can put a flag on it. She can do what she likes. Rest a samosa on it. She can do what she likes because I'll be very, very happy. A few. Maybe things happening. Yeah. Oh no, there's actually a very, very cool thing, which is the Glasgow Print Studio, which is like legendary, world famous, based in Trongate. They approached me to basically commission me to design a print, and
nice.
So I'm doing that.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's nice, isn't it? That doesn't happen very often. So that's a nice thing. So that's kind of in production right now. So
brilliant. Oh, great. You're always busy. It's always great to see you doing stuff as well and spotting you at bits. And when we do bump into each other, that's perfect timing.
Yes.
It's the big news.
It is the big news.
It's been Steven Spielberg.
Yes, Mum, I do have a stoner. You could smell it.
On that wonderful image. Well, big thanks again
Smell
to
my
Sanjeev. Big thanks to watching, listening. Again, big thanks to Stand Comedy Club, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Stop watering dead flowers.